Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss everything that you need to go out to business analyst. This video is a step-by-step guide to become a business analyst 2025. Firstly, we will understand what business analysts do. Then we will understand what kind of skills, soft skills they require and the technical skills. At the same time, we will understand what kind of resume will be required for being a business analyst. And then you can also understand what kind of network we should build if you want to become a business analyst. So each thing will be covered in this video. So please stay tuned for that. This video is going to be a bit longer, but I hope, by the end of the video, you will say that, okay, this was worth it. Okay. Now, let me firstly talk about myself. I am Yashwant Singh. I have been working as a business analyst for more than 4 years now. I have worked in one of the top global consulting firm, that is Bain and Company. And there I have solved a lot of cases. So I can give you a lot of understanding on that. So that's why I'm one of the right person to create this kind of content. So let's start. So firstly, let us understand what is business analyst. Okay, business analyst is someone who is assisting the company to solve a business problem. So this could be in variety of the ways. Firstly, a business analyst could be someone who is gathering the information. So this can be done maybe through secondary, looking for the information on the Google or looking for information in a databases. Okay, so this is also a type of business analyst role. Secondly, it could be the consulting where you are solving a problem statement. Like suppose a client comes to you and tell you that, hey, Yashwant, our company is not performing well. The profitability is declining for last 1 year. So they will ask you to understand what are the root cause to for this decline, and also to understand what could be the going forward steps. So this is also done by the business analyst. Then there is a reporting and analytics where business analysts create dashboards which helps senior stakeholders and the senior leadership team to understand how the company is performing financially on the different KPIs. So just to give you example, in Bain and Company, CFO, CEO requires a dashboard to understand how the company is performing financially, which are the resources who are working fine, which segment is performing well, which segment is not performing well, how the new businesses are working. So these kind of stuff. Okay. Now there is a fourth type of business analyst, which is a bit different. Which is to work on a knowledge side where you accumulate the knowledge of a department. So suppose a lot of consultants are working in Bain and Company. So there is a team which is taking care of all the things that are being done in a case. So they are capturing every information, like what kind of project it is, the case code, the project name, then what kind of resources is used, like what was the problem statement, how it was solved, so that that can be used in the user, future reference. So in a nutshell, business analyst is someone which is solving a business problem. The business problem can be a variety of types. I have just given you 4 examples. There could be others as well. Okay, so that's why business analyst roles become so confusing for multiple people, because if you see, for the first one, for the research, you don't require coding. For the consulting, again, you don't require coding, but you require a problem solving skill set. For the third one, you may require coding because you are working on the analytics side. For the knowledge side, again, you don't require coding. So this is very, the skill set that is required is a bit different in each and every segment. Okay. So let us discuss about the skill set. Firstly, let's discuss about the qualification actually. So the qualification is simple. You must have done at least graduation. Like I have done mechanical engineering. Any graduation or the post graduation like people are eligible for being a business analyst. Graduation can be of any type. You can be a BA, BCom, BSc, BTech, everything. Okay, I have met people from different domain. From the B Pharma as well, who have been in this domain for a long duration of time, and I have seen them. I have worked with them. And if you'll ask me why the people require from the different domain, because the problem, the use case is different. So suppose a client want to understand how a pharmaceutical company is performing. So an engineer cannot do that efficiently. It can be done efficiently by someone who is from the healthcare domain. So someone who is from the pharma domain or the biotech domain. So basis on the requirement, each business analyst requires a different qualification. Okay. And then there is a minimum CGPA or percentage. It depends on the company to company. This is more of a for a freshers. At least if you're trying to become a business analyst, target at least 70% in your graduation or the post graduation. Okay. Now, what are the soft skills that is required? Okay, so business analyst is someone who should have very good command over communication skill. I'm not saying that you should have very fancy English, but definitely you should be in a condition to communicate the information in a manner which is useful for everyone. So it could be suppose you are working with a technical technical and non-technical persons. Suppose you are working with a data engineering team, and on the other side you are working with a manager who is not at all technical. So that time you should have understanding what kind of information to be shared with manager and what kind of information to be shared with the data engineering team. So this kind of communication skill is required. You also need to, I mean, consult with the client and the senior stakeholders to give them a demo of like the how reports is look like, etc. So communication skill is must. Then the business segment, because you're solving a business problem, it is always add a lot of advantage if you have understanding how the business is working. And decision making, the strategic thinking, this is also involved because you need to give your problem a structure. So suppose I give you a problem where I want you to build something. So your thought structure should be in a manner that you can build the problem in the multiple pieces and then you can solve them, and you can give it a structure and delegate the work to different people. So suppose you need to ask data engineering to do something, you need some business logic for which you need help from another team. So for the collaboration, etc., I mean, this is very helpful. Now, the last, which is the most important skill, that is the problem solving skill. A business analyst should have, I mean, the best problem solving skills, because the person should be in a condition to break down the problem into multiple pieces. Okay, pieces which are manageable for everyone. So suppose you break down, so suppose you are building a report and you are getting the numbers that you are getting is not making sense. So suppose I know that for India, for my company revenue should be around 10 million, but you are getting 10 billion. So you need to understand what what is causing this abnormality in the number. I mean, there could be multiple reasons, and for that you need to break down the problem into multiple pieces and then try to solve one by one. So this is the one of the most important skills. Now let us understand how we can solve. Build all these skills. For the communication, the business acumen, I highly recommend you to work on your reading skills. You should read books and a newspaper. Definitely not. I will say that it is must, but if you do that, it will add a lot of values. And you should consume a lot of content on the from the YouTube or the online, because this help you understand how the other companies are performing, and basis on that you can apply the similar logic in your company as well. Like just to give you example, if someone asks you like among Uber, Rapido, and Ola, which company is performing the best in the two-wheeler segment? So you should have that understanding, and for that you need to watch these kind of content. Okay, then there is a group discussion. Group discussion is plays a very important role, because I mean, if you will do group discussion with your friends, this will build a habit when you will be discussing the project with a stakeholder. It will add a lot of value because you will have a ability to write to ask right question, because asking right question is very important to understand the criticality. Like what are the questions that you can ask beforehand, so that you can take very minimal help from the stakeholders. Okay. Now, the second one, problem solving and the other soft skills. This is more for I mean, interview preparation, I will say, because I mean, this is what I had done, and I will recommend you doing as well, for you to solve at least 30 to 40 case studies. Case studies can be very helpful for you because it will give you a lot of structure. Okay, it will help you understand. So just to give you example, case studies could be a multiple types. The one could be that market entry case studies, merger and acquisition, I mean profitability decline. So these kind of, type of the case studies you can solve. You can see, you can understand about the supply and demand, these things. Okay. So I will recommend you to solve at least 30 to 40 case studies, and same goes for the guess estimates, because guess estimates are, I will say the easier version of the case studies, where numbers are mainly involved, but in the case studies, the business logic, etc. is involved. Okay. Then I will recommend you to solve at least 100 puzzles from Geeks for Geeks, because this is one of the platform, where you can get a lot of puzzles. And you must be thinking by now, right? Like I'm asking too much from you, like 30 to 40 case studies, 30 to 40 case estimate, and 100 puzzles. Honestly, this is not going to take more than 15 days of yours to consume this much of content, maybe a month. Okay, so not more than that. So I'm not asking a lot from you, but this will give you a lot of structure and confidence when you'll be sitting for the interview. Definitely, you are going to kill it. Okay. Now we have talked all about the soft skill. Let's discuss about the technical skills. Okay. So in the technical skills, I mean, it varies. I mean, so before making the list of the technical skills that is required for the role, I will ask you to connect with the people. I mean, the target company. So firstly, shortlist the target companies where you want to get into, and then try to understand what kind of skill set that is required for the business analyst role. Okay, but for the general purpose, I have listed down this skill set. It may vary basis on the different business analyst role that you are applying for. Okay, it will not increase, but it may decrease. Okay, firstly is Excel. Excel is something that is the most versatile tool in the industry. Okay, you go into any domain and Excel is going to be there. Okay, so I would recommend you to have a medium level of understanding of Excel. You should be in a condition to apply VLOOKUP, index match, to apply arithmetic functions, to create a pivot, then create a basic visualization, these things. Okay. Some data quality tests, etc. Okay. Now for the PowerPoint, this is more of a not mandatory, to be honest. This is more something that I mean, you will use when you will get into a company, but definitely they are not going to ask you a lot of questions on PowerPoint. So if you're preparing for interview, I think PowerPoint is not very mandatory. In terms of SQL, I will say that SQL is one of the skill set. If you are aiming to get into a business analyst role where I mean the technical stuff is involved, I will highly recommend that. Firstly, SQL is not very difficult to learn. Secondly, it adds a lot of value because a lot of people will have inertia from because they think that okay, SQL is difficult, and that's why they will not prepare. And if you will do that, you are going to have extra edge in the interview. Okay, SQL is again is not a very difficult to learn. I mean, it will take maybe 2 3 months of use. I mean, you can start with the W3 school, and then you can opt for any of the I mean free courses, or maybe the you can purchase some course from the Udemy or Coursera, etc. And then you can go through it. Okay, so it will not take a lot of your time as well as money, and you will have a very good skill set which will be handy for you in the throughout your career. Now the BI tool, again, BI tool is not mandatory. It depends on the role that you are getting into. If you're getting into reporting, definitely I will recommend you to learn basic of the BI tool because they are not going to ask you a lot of questions on that because they usually give you training when you join a company. I'm not talking about the startups. In startups, and you get into a role, they will, I'm not on the first day, but very early they will start you to work on that. So, but if you're targeting MNC, I will say that you can have a basic understanding of the BI tools. The more conceptually you will become strong on these tools, it will help you anyway. Okay. Now there are multiple BI tools, right? The Tableau, QuickSight, and Power BI. So basically, QuickSight is not very used in the industry. I mean, very minimal company use. I mean, Taza Pay use at least that I know because I'm working on QuickSight now. In Bain, Tableau was being used in I think. KPMG, etc. I mean, Power BI, Value Service Power BI was used. But if you can learn either Tableau or Power BI, both of them are going to be same because these are the skills that is not very different. So if you learn Tableau, you'll be able to understand Power BI as well. So learn any of them and it will add value. Okay. Now we have done about the preparation part. Let's understand how we can start more on the applying side. Okay. So firstly, we need to build a very strong network. And this is useful for anyone. If you want to become a business analyst or if you want to become a software engineer or anyone, if you want to become this skill set is something that is going to be useful throughout your life. Firstly, create a LinkedIn profile, connect with the people who are from your college, who are your alumni, who have worked in the previous organization. Create a very target oriented connections. If suppose you want to become a business analyst and there are 25 companies that you are targeting, send connection request to at least 20 to 25 people for the each company. Okay, why I'm recommending that? Suppose you want to get placed in Bain and Company and saw that there is an opening in the department. Okay, Now, if you will have 20 to 25 people in your LinkedIn connections, you can easily send a message and they will be happy to refer you. So this is the power of the networking. Secondly, you can connect with them and understand what kind of questions are asked in Bain and Company, what kind of questions are asked in your value solve, what are the key skills required, what are the soft skills required. So this is going to be very useful. This is the one of the most important aspect of your career. Okay. Then you can also join the industry groups and I mean where I mean a lot of talks are being held. You can connect with the people on workshop. I mean Ankur Wareke, etc. People on a continuously basis create a workshop, free workshops. You can attend them. You'll get a lot of understanding. Okay. Then definitely build a meaningful relation with your seniors and connect with them. Try to understand beforehand how the corporate world would look like. They will give you a picture of the work-life balance, the work culture, etc. And these are very useful when you sit in an interview because they ask you why you want to join a particular company. That time you will have a ready-made answer and you will tell them the exact thing that will help you get into that organization. Now the final steps. Okay. Now we have done everything. Now it is about applying for the job. Firstly, build a SEO friendly resume. Put the skill set that are required for the what I will say business analyst. If you can do summer internship and summer training in profile which are relevant as per the business analytics, this is going to add a lot of value. So add them. And then once you have created the resume, create a profile in Naukri.com and LinkedIn. I have already talked about the LinkedIn. On the Naukri.com, I personally believe is one of the most trusted platform in India. I have switched two jobs using Naukri.com. Firstly, Indian company, and secondly, TazaPay. Okay, so I will highly recommend you to build, profile on Naukri.com. I will create a video on this, like how you can create, what I will say, strong profile on Naukri.com in coming few days. So stay tuned for that. Okay, and also apply to at least 10 to 15 jobs on a regular basis. Because once you'll apply, you'll also understand the industry trend, what kind of skill set that they are required. Okay, and you should always apply for the job where I mean the freshers are required because you don't have a lot of experience. So basis on that. Now prepare for the interview. For that, you can what you can do is you can firstly watch a lot of content on YouTube. Secondly, you can connect with your friends, discuss the question. You can organize some mock interviews for your friends, for yourself, and then the finally whatever feedback you get when you sit for an interview, embrace that, and that is going to finally help you get to the success. So that's all guys in this video. I hope this video was very helpful to you. In case you have not noted down the points, please note down and then follow the step that I have provided to you. These are going to be very useful. Okay. In case this video was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for the similar contents. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end.